So I actually wanted to do a reading on Beyonce to check up on her and see, like what is up with her and what are the news surrounding her and what not. But instead, I just got an idea in my head to do a Holy Trinity. Oh my God, I was gonna say this, but to do a Holy Trinity reading to see if we are ever going to get a Rihanna, Nicki Minaj, and Beyonce and R&B collaboration for the culture because everybody has been asking and dying for this to happen for so long. But I'm sorry. But the closest we could ever like fucking get is Nicki and Rihanna collaborating, Nicki and Beyonce collaborating, Beyonce and Nicki collaborating. A scrapped fucking collaboration between Beyonce and Rihanna on the self-titled album called Cherry or something of that sort. So like the only thing that was actually like so fucking close to this is the mashups being put out on YouTube and Nicki collaborating with both ladies and Rihanna collaborating with Nicki and Beyonce collaborating with Nicki, but all of them together on a fucking record, on a fucking track? No. Which is something so fucking baffling to me. So today we are hopefully going to get to the bottom of this. We're going to start off by the general energy surrounding the Holy Trinity as a whole, like the whole concept of them three on a track. Then we're going to go with the order of R&B, which means like Rihanna, Nicki, then Beyonce, and how do they individually feel about the Holy Trinity altogether. And even if I feel like we're going to get the answers in the middle of the reading, I'm going to still ask, like, would we still ever get the collaboration of a lifetime for the culture, for the world, for the history, for the books? Yes, I am a diehard stand for that concept. So, yeah. So we're gonna tread lightly. No, I'm just playing. But like we're gonna see what you're gonna see, and we're gonna be unbiased with it. So yeah, just settle it and relax and just put your mind into ease. We're gonna get into the bottom of this motherfucking thing. So of course I'm gonna timestamp this because this needs it, I feel. And we're gonna start right in with the genre energy and how they feel. So let's see. So we get the genre energy surrounding the Holy Trinity, as in like Rihanna, Nicki, and Beyonce. Rihanna, and Beyonce, the Holy Trinity concept. The Holy Trinity, can we get a card? Well, some cards about the genre energy. First card is the Justice card. That's good, I guess. We're starting off lightly. She's nice. Hopefully it stays like that because we'll never know what might come up. Let's see, the Holy Trinity, the energy around that. Oh, yeah. Well, I spoke too soon. But this was expected anyway. So let's see. This feels like Nicki's energy because of the Sagittarius card. So, okay, so there's something here about like balance being restored or like, hoping for maybe a chance for that to happen. Maybe feeling like only time can properly tell what might happen or like what might go on when it comes to this whole concept or like this whole thing as a whole, because like as long as there is balance or like as long as there is hope in, then not all the chances are off the roof or like not all the chances are just off the table, because it's never off the table. That's what I'm hearing, like it's never off the table. There is something about like, maybe that could work out, like maybe there might be something, like there is a little hope for that to happen. But in order for that to happen, there has got to be, my God, there has got to be a lot of like healing and a lot of actual like openness for that to happen, because one is feeling like I'm beyond all that, like with all the accolades or like with all the shit that I am establishing, that I have established, I am well beyond all that, and I do not need somebody else's approval. And that does feel like it's Nicki's energy. Was also with Beyonce, also like mixed up, but at the same time this is more of Nicki's stronger energy because because there is a lot here that has to do with like I'm not gonna do some shit like that, or like I'm not gonna be doing that with yeah like I'm not gonna be doing this with someone who has been like actively plotting against me, hint hint, Jeezy, because she has this extreme like belief and a little bit of paranoid, states of belief that he's always like after her and he's always trying to like get at her and stuff like that. I mean, of course, at times she's not wrong, but lately that nigga has been chilling, so like, but we never know. Like, I might do another reading on the whole situation, but that's it for another day and that's it for another talk. But there's something about like they need to let that shit go and they need to let that shit behind them, because I've been open for shit like that, or like I've been open for a project like that, a chance like that for so long, but now like it's behind me. I'm way past that. I'm way beyond that. I just gotta walk away from that and I gotta leave it behind me, because there is a lot that is going on in my life and I don't need that type of pressure on me no more. That's interesting, because like I don't need that type of pressure on me no more. There is a lot going on. People are plotting against me. People are trying to get at me, and like I need to defend myself and get my behind and whatnot. And there is a lot of like misconceptions here and like lots of misunderstandings. So that is interesting to see. Her energy like came in the stronger. But let's see. Let's get more. Yeah. Now we're back to the general energy. But that was like Nicki's energy that just popped in for a hot second or a hot minute. But let's see, let's get more cards and see what else we might get. There's a lot of burdens here. It's like, yeah, this whole concept as a whole, it's like it's a lot of expectations, a lot of high expectations, a lot of things like, gotta live up to something. Oh, wheelchair. Yeah. Okay, so there's also expectations, there is a lot of burdens, a lot of extra responsibilities that have to come with the hard work that might be put in this collab, if it ever might happen, if it ever is going to happen. There is a lot of burdens, a lot of extra responsibilities, a lot of shit. But it also doesn't help the fact that not all the ladies are seeing eye to eye when it comes to all that shit. Like, the closest we could ever, like, the closest we could have ever gotten for, like, a Holy Trinity collab was actually, like, Beyonce, like, gathering both ladies in her album, like, in self-titled, if she left that, feature, that Rihanna feature in there. But, again, like, that shit fell through and fell out in the middle because personal feelings had to be involved. Like, she tried to let that shit behind her and leave like her personal feelings aside, but got there. Extra paranoia. Ooh, ooh, ooh. No side bitch. I don't know why I keep hearing that. Like, no side bitch is allowed. No bitch is allowed. And there is something here, but like, of course, dark magic, extra magic. Also, there's something about like not listening to your intuition, knowing that something good might come out of this, but at the same time, it's like at what cost? Okay, there's Three of Cups, Three Trinity, Holy Trinity. Will they ever like collaborate? Yeah, in the future, probably, possibly. As I said, like there is hoping for that, because the first card we got was the Justice card. So like, if shit is right and if there is a lot of openness and lots of open conversations and like lots of talks when it comes to this whole thing as a whole, like the whole project, and just really like putting personal feelings aside and really deciding to do what is going to be like a monumental and like historical and something that is always going to be remembered and one for the books, then there is a chance for that to actually take place and for that to actually happen, and offer, extending an olive branch and trying to keep a peace, or like at least trying to set the first step and set the first stone for many other ones to actually like keep the peace, or like try to maintain a peaceful thing. Because like, one thing that is funny is like being like put in my third eyes, literally like in my third eye right now, is even if like Beyonce has like her personal feelings when it comes to Rihanna, she doesn't vibe with her that well, and we all know the fucking history and whatnot. She lets her kids, or like she lets her daughter Blue because she likes her, she loves Rihanna and whatnot. She's always been listening to her. She lets her go and see, her performances. She like they take pictures together. She just attends, and she's always like hanging around her whenever there is like a Rock Nation event or like there is something going on there. She's there. She doesn't let her personal shit just like dictate a lot of that. But I know what I know. I know how I feel. But I ain't gonna, like spread that shit. Like I'm a grown woman. I'm gonna handle that shit the way it should be handled by her standards. Like, yeah, of course, like magic, praying on that shit, doing a lot of shit. Like just doing lots of dark shit in the dark instead of just like coming to the lights and just like doing it in the public and just up close and personal and just putting that shit on blast. But there is also something here about like contribution. That's one thing that I like about the three ladies is that they know their importance to the culture, they know their roles, and they know what have they majorly done to change a lot of shit and to fight lots of battles, whether be it to the public or whether be it in their personal lives. They know that they never discriminate or like underestimate one another or like what they survived or like what they have gone through. So that is good to know. They respect each other's creativity, even if they have like, as I said, their personal feelings and shit, the personal setbacks and whatnot, but they always respect one another's artistry and they never shy away from like crediting one another, which is good, and shouting at one another and crediting one another. So that's good because it just shows lots of growth and maturity, despite all the personal feelings and despite all the shit that has happened and that has occurred alongside all those years or like throughout all those years, sorry. But yeah, even if there is an accent or just like everything is fine, everything is just going on the way it should be going on, everything, it's not. There is a lot of, as I said, like sadness here, a lot of personal feelings that are always playing a huge role in how everything is turning out for all of them, or like for this whole Holy Trinity concept that they're always asked about or like that they're always asked for. They know that, but there is a lot. There's lots of no communication, lots of miscommunication, lots of misunderstandings, a lot of endings here, lots of personal feelings, a lot of sadness, a lot of brokenness, because this card falling right on top of the the side chick, side chick and broken family. Like I literally see, like those wars just like spinning around, like those three legs and just really like turning and turning and turning. It's just like poisonous, toxic, unhealthy. And one strongly believes that about one another, and we know who. I ain't gonna say no names. But they know that the industry has always like been fiending for one of those collaborations because they know of the impact that it will have, but they just can't. It's unlikely to happen now. Of course, like they're always like looking at that shit, and people are always like manifesting that and speaking about all that shit and whatnot. But they're not gonna go just like to towards like whatever end just to really make that happen. If it's supposed to happen, it's gonna happen. Action is gonna be taken. Time has to be like on their side, and they have to just like do a lot of shit to make that happen in order for that to like take place and take action, from like talking about everything that has ever taken place in order for a new beginning to be there and to just really happen. But until then, it's far-fetched. As I said, like there is that type of like finally acknowledging that or just really being open to that, but at the same time like still shying away from that and walking away from all that because like just being iffy. But as I said, if there is a lot of openness, like lots of talks and just like everything needs to be addressed and whatnot, or just setting all that shit aside, then there is a chance for action to be taken and for, as I said, like the right like movements to be taken towards the right direction for all that to happen and for all that to be taking place. Okay, so yeah, there is one thing about that, laser focusing on just the new beginnings and whatnot, but until then people can only hope. People can only hope for that to take place because that's one way to put it. I know. So now we're going to start off by the Pisces lady and see how does she feel about this whole concept and this whole thing as a whole. And then we can go from there. So yeah. So let's see. How does Rihanna feel about the Holy Trinity thing about her and Nicki and Beyonce collaboration, if there ever might be a chance? How does Rihanna feel? Oh, let's see. The ooh. Yeah, I know I wasn't tripping when I heard the hell no in my head when it comes to her or like from her. Dissatisfaction. Something that like okay, so her first I'm gonna put this here, I'm gonna put this here, and put this right here, and have this one card and see. Okay, why is there the dissatisfaction and just like not really wanting to do that? It's like a one. Wait, there are two cards here. There are two cards. Oh, it's like at first it's just like hell no, I ain't gonna do all that shit. But then after realizing like the impacts, like the importance of this, or like if that ever has taken place, she regretted the fact that like she turned that down, or like she was iffy about it. I don't know if there ever like that she was brought up to her and she like then she was like nah, I'm straight, like nah, I'm good, hell no, I ain't gonna do that, like I ain't gonna need to do all that shit. But now that she's like looking at it from a different perspective, there is that little bit of like regret or like regretful energy. That's like maybe that needed to happen, like maybe that should have happened back then, like it would have been such a good move and it would have been such a classical song, or it would have been something that's really like shook up the world. She's acknowledging that, she acknowledged that. But now it's like here's to hoping maybe, and if not, then it is what it is. Let me see, how does Rihanna feel about a Holy Trinity collab? Truly, how does she truly feel about that? Okay, I take this. Yeah, it would be a good business move. That's something that she's not shying away from. But at the same time, it's like it would have been a good business move if it was done back then. If it was done back in the past, because there is something about like past memories, and now it's like having a reality check about like now it's gotta be done. There has to be like a lot of shit to be discussed, a lot of shit that we got to move on from, and just really properly address. Oh my god, wants me and Rihanna sharing the same sentiments. Oh wow, let me stop playing. But yeah, there is something here, but like it's like a lot has been going on, a lot has happened since then, and since that shit has been brought up, this shit should be this shit should not be still mentioned. Like this shit should be left in the past where it belongs. She's like feeding off of, like, people are feeding off of that, and she sees that, but at the same time it's like this is either going to happen or just either going to be left in the past, and we just like have moved way past that and have grown past all that shit and have outgrown all that. So it's like that could be something to solidify the legacy and create more connections and more memories and make a lot of ongoing like reigning money for all the ladies involved in this, and it is going to be talked about and like taken upon generations and generations, because she knows of the power that they would hold and that they have. But at the same time, it's like I'm not gonna go out of my way to actually make that happen. If it's happening, it's happening. If it doesn't, then fuck it. Like I ain't stressing about it all. But she definitely feels like it would have been something tangible in the past and something that could have been happening. And there is something here, but like the regrets in that, and just like not seizing the chance and not seizing the opportunity. But now it's like it's whatever, because I'm past that. There was the businesses that I have poured my heart and put my mind into, and if it doesn't happen, it just doesn't happen. She's at peace with it. She doesn't really give a fuck. But at first she was against it too. She was one of the ladies that were against it too. She was not feeling that shit, and that just left her having some regrets. Now that she like reminisces about it, or just like thinks about it. So yeah, she's, as I said, like she's cool with that. She's down with that if that is to happen, because she knows like of the impacts and of the money that could be made when it comes to all that shit. But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. She's not gonna beat herself up about it or for it either ways. So yeah, that is how she feels about it. She ain't gonna be too like happy if it doesn't happen, or she's not gonna be like too happy if it doesn't happen. She's not gonna be too happy if it happens. Like, it's just there. But people around her are definitely gonna be like, why? I was like, why? That's a word. It's only right for that to happen. It's something that can take place. She's optimistic about it, like she's not shying away from it, and she's not really breaking her back or like really just doing something. But if it is to happen, then she's going to be on board with it. Back then she wasn't, but now it's like, if it's gonna be happening, then there is a chance for a new beginning, just like for action to be taken in order for that to be considered just like to be happening. So yeah, that's one of the three. So now let us see, how does Nicki feel about that? See, how does Nicki Minaj feel about the Holy Trinity concept, her collaboration with Beyonce and Rihanna? Okay. Okay. How does Nicki Minaj feel about her collaborating with Beyonce and Rihanna with the Holy Trinity thing? If there ever is to happen. Yeah, that's her energy. Yeah. That is her energy, alright. As I said, like at first, it is something that is kind of like burdensome because like so many expectations. I gotta keep up. Well, not keep up, but yeah, keep up too. I gotta keep up. I gotta do this. I gotta be, like I gotta give my best. I gotta be pushing myself like that. I gotta do this and gotta do that. But Nicki is the one who is like iffy about it now. It's like, she knows that she's going to be pushing herself the hardest to actually like prove that she is, having her place back there, or like having her place up there, because she definitely sees how people be talking. Yep, she definitely sees people saying that, she does not deserve to be in the Holy Trinity. She does not deserve her place there, or like she is not, like she is. People say that she is not worthy of like being there with them and being there like at the top and just being, next to them, because they have done much more and achieved much more. And that definitely fucked with her head. That definitely fucked with her head, because like I have done so much. I have done so much. I have opened many doors. I still kicked like the rest of the door open when I came up, and I've done a lot. And for people to try to diminish my legacy and to try and act like I don't deserve my place there, and as if I'm not placed in the mountain of the greatest ones, is disrespectful and is a blasphemy. That is what she is saying, because I literally heard that shit in my head with her voice. But yeah, she knows that, if that is to ever happen, she gotta have like one of the strongest verses and one of her best verses to ever like write. She knows that she gotta write one of the best. Oh, sorry. She knows she gotta write one of the best verses, and that is something that is like burdensome to her, because she grew so fucking comfortable in actually just, doing what she's doing in a non-professional way, kinda, or just like in a comfortable way where she just is not dared or challenged to get out of her comfort zone. Like she doesn't have anything to prove now, so she's just sitting there like lazily just letting all that shit like pass by her, and she's just like, what is it in there for me? It's like she knows that it's going to solidify her legacy even more, and it's going to be breaking the internet and monumental, like breaking all the records and whatnot. But at the same time, there is just like a loss of shallowness, like, okay, but what is it there for me? Like, what is it going to benefit me with? It's like she knows what is going to benefit her with, because she knows like the pros and cons of all this, and she knows that the pros are literally like, outweighing the cons. But at the same time, there is a lot of conflict, and like feeling like there is a lot of just unresolved issues that are just laying beneath the surface between all three, or just like lots of tension and just lots of conflict. And she's like, I don't want to get in the middle of that, and just I just want to play mediator But at the same time, there's a lots of other shit for her that makes her feel like, even if it's business. But that's the thing, like can't separate business from personal feelings when she wants to. But at times she just decides to be stubborn, and that's cost her a lot. And that's cost her a lot. So for her, it's like, I'm gonna be on whatever type of time, and that's my, have my best interest. And if she doesn't feel that, this is going to be beneficial for her, then she's just going to turn it down. But the moment that, all of them, it's like the whole theme of this reading, or like for the whole fucking Holy Trinity thing to happen, is for all of them to have like a red table talk at this point, like an open conversation about everything that is taking place and about everything that is surrounding all the issues that might have been there or that are already there, or that have been happening, in order for all the tension to be dissolved and to just not, be cloud in the air, and instead of just staring all the pots and shit like this, and just really like be cordial and graceful and shit, and just really be truthful and genuine in whatever it is that they're feeling and what they're doing to make something good, then they need to let that shit happen. But all of them are just, dealing with life differently and dealing with shit on their own. So it's like, Nikki's like, if it happens, it happens. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. But let's see, how does she feel about the Holy Trinity thing? Yeah, she's not too fond of that shit because, as I said, yeah, it's like, okay, it could have happened so many times in so many ways, but it did it. And now, like, I'm good. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I'd say that Rihanna is now the one who is more grown and just like, okay, fine by me. Nicki is the one who's like, it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. It's a lot of burdens. It's a lot of work. It's done with. It's over with. It's fine. It's fine. It's whatever about me. It's what the fuck ever. Basically. I wouldn't say that she's against, well, I would say that she is iffy. I would be against it. It would take some convincing. It would take some convincing, like, some talks and really, like, be direct about everything. And we know at times that that doesn't happen with, Beyonce. It doesn't happen all the time. So it's like, to her, there's a lot that is just out there. It's just like feeling like, okay, it's going to be beneficial and whatnot, but at the same time, I'm still going to be sabotaged. So let me just, mind my own and just really focus on what I should be focusing on. So I'd say Rihanna is like, on board. Nicki's like, nah. So now let's see Beyonce, and how does she feel about that too? So let's see. How does Beyonce feel about the Holy Trinity concept? I see her like being just like each time it's being like mentioned, or like she just stumbles upon like an article or just like something like hinting at that. She's like, oh man. Let's see. How does Beyonce feel about the whole Holy Trinity and like R&B thing, just collaborating with Rihanna and Nicki Minaj? As in like the Holy Trinity thing. Yeah, well, it's good while it's lasting. Oh. Well, Beyonce is the type of person to really like, if you're not going to be beneficial to her, like, if she feels a certain way about you personally, she can set that shit aside for her, like, businesses or, like, for her business, like, pleasure and whatnot. But, she's still going to see you the way she's going to see you. Like, it doesn't matter, And that's one of the first things that I'm seeing. Let's see. Beyonce. Holy Trinity. Holy Trinity. Yeah, no. Nope. Nope. She is. I wouldn't blame Nicki, honestly. But she is also one of the people. Same shit. One of the people who is against that. Because, as I said, like, her personal feelings at times, like, she would collaborate with Okay, let me see before I say something. Yeah, she would collaborate with Nicki on her own. She would not collaborate with both of them together on the track. And that's just the truth. Like she would rather collaborate with each on their own, mostly Nicki on her own and whatnot. But would she rather? Let me see. Would she ever would Beyonce ever collaborate with them to have like a Holy Trinity thing? Let's see. Would Beyonce ever actually be on board with the Holy Trinity thing? Would Beyonce ever be on board with the Holy Trinity thing? Uh, mm-hmm. No, that was straight up. Got three cards saying no. As I said, there is a lot of past resentments here in like Beyonce's energy. It's like, especially when it comes to her family, when it comes to her man, and that, I don't want to say no bad words, but that she just has her personal feelings. It's crazy. If you cross me, I'm just like my father. But it's also if you cross her husband, it means that you cross them together, and she stands behind that man 10 toes down. So we know how it goes. Like she takes it too personally, even if doesn't mean that, but she would still be taking that shit personally. And she is not. I mean, she's like, if there is a chance for a new something, like new adjustments, like a new rebirth, something for a project to be on fire, like to be good, and it's going to make the public just go crazy and love her even more. That's crazy. Then yeah, it's only right for her to actually do so, because it's something that could be given like on one of their final projects, like as a goodbye, as like a rebirth, as a new era to just like rejuvenate and whatnot. Then sure, maybe she'll consider it. Or maybe when she doesn't consider it and the time passes by her, like the chance is lost and the opportunity is missed, then she's gonna regret it. But as in for now, she's like, I'm straight up on all that shit. If it's going to be beneficial for her, and if it's going to be opening more doors, if it's going to be making her look victorious and making her look good, and it's going to be adding to her image, then yeah, by all means be her guest. But if it doesn't add to her, or like add more of like the good promo, like a good image and everything else, then she's not going to get off of her high horse and join forces with them. Okay, but as in for now, she is not on board with that, because she has a lot going on. Like she has lots of other issues that she's standing 10 toes behind, and like she's standing up for herself. She's doing lots of shit. She's working on something else creatively, and whatever it is that she is working on is not fitting to whatever the fuck they're talking about when it comes to this like Holy Trinity thing. Like she is very restless and very unfocused, but there is also like lots of past resentments and lots of other shit going on for her to just really be wanting to have all that shit. There's lots of hesitation, there is a lot of imbalance here, and lots of realization that like that ain't something I want. But maybe if I'm more grown, or like maybe if I grow older and one last time for the culture, then sure. But if it doesn't, like I don't need that type of bad promo that Nicki has. I didn't want to say that for the longest, but that's something that just kept coming in strongly. I don't want that type of bad promo. It's bad enough that I have to deal with a lot of other shit, and I don't need like to self clean my image even more, or like have to do a lot of other shit. So, yeah, personal feelings when it comes to Rihanna. Because of the family card and like lots of other shit that was there, and past resentments and lots of other conflicts and tension. And it sounds to me like lots of the imbalance and lots of the other shit that they could be doing. I don't need all that shit, so there is that too. So now let's see whoever actually like ever in this lifetime gets a Holy Trinity collab or not. That's the last question. Let's see. Will we ever actually get a Holy Trinity collab? As in like a Rihanna and Nicki Minaj and Beyonce collaboration. Will we ever get it? Like ever? Will we ever get that? Yes. Maybe. But there's going to be like lots of there's going to be like lots of like shadiness and lots of petty shit going on and lots of shit happening that is going to be like Okay, we gotta put all the unfortunate shit behind us, and we gotta, do something good, and like come up with something and fabricate something, and just, like produce something good, produce something new, produce something that is going to be very beneficial for all that shit. Because if not, then we're gonna regret that for the rest of our lives. Just, like what if, the what ifs and whatnot. There is a chance for that to happen. It's going to solidify lots of their legacies, and it's going to really make people super happy. Going to be something that has like, let's see, yeah, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if like Beyonce even like starts that, or like feeds off into those rumors to actually like make a way for that to happen, or if she actually like reaches out to them for like a chance to collaborate and like do shit like that. If it ever like has a music video, then it's going to be good, like lots of rose, lots of gold, lots of black, um talks, a reality check. Like they would be working together, but at the same time, it's like to diffuse attention and to really not make lots of shit happen. To keep the peace. They would be working all like in different rooms, or just like individually, and then coming up to cook all that shit up together and whatnot. And just trying to divert the, like disagree, agree to disagree, like divert that tension and do something like peaceful. It's going to have like vocals. I see like Beyonce growling and just like having strong vocals. Um, it's going to kind of give like a little bit of like Majestic Royal vibes. A red lipstick, black hair, blonde hair, a high ponytail, if not like curly hair. Something that has to do like with like, I don't know if they would ever like shoot in an island or like somewhere like that. But there's something here about like, yeah, if it could be done out of passion, a passion project, and like a very energetic thing, then yeah, that could happen and that could work. We could get that someday, somehow. And that could be like someday. Let me see if I actually can get like a date, like a timing, or like something of that sort. If, we just gotta be delusional when it comes to that, then we can just be delusional all the way. Holy Trinity collaboration. It's gonna take longer than expected. Oh my god, the first card did not play. God's timing is always right, of course. Holy Trinity. The Holy Trinity, Rihanna, Beyoncé, and Nicki Minaj, a collaboration. When would that ever happen? If that is to happen. Like, when would that ever happen? Are you truly ready for it? No, we're not. No, we're really not. That would be so fucking unexpected. Yeah, as I said, like, if they take action and whatnot, then that might happen. But if not, then we can just be delusional in peace. Rapid movement next year. Eh. Don't try to force things. Nobody is. We're just trying to know. And when they're ready. See, that's exactly what the fuck this whole reading has been saying. Like, when they're ready, if they want to. Lots of iffiness, lots of and the time will come. So yeah, it's longer than expected. Within a couple of years. See, that's exactly what I said. Within a couple of years, when they're ready to just like go out and give out, and just decide to really do something for the culture. I even see a Destiny's Child reunion. As I said, like Beyonce could be the one initiating that. When she wants to retire, or just like present her last album or not, and she would make the impossible possible. She would make the impossible possible and just have like a Disney Child reunion, even Holy Trinity collab. Some of the most like things that people said that she really should be doing, or like she should have done and whatnot. You know. So yeah, but if not, then we're just gonna have to walk away from that, and we're not gonna be getting any of that. But let's see, will we ever like actually be getting some of the shit that I said? Would we be getting? Yeah. Oh, would be actually. Like, would we be actually? Yes. 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 Okay. I know I got a card that's also for like rapid movements, like, but that's with the card, with the tarot card too. So yeah, I mean, we're gonna see. Within a couple of years, we're going to see where the wind will take us and where everything else will be taking us. And until then, this is one of a lifetime and one of the most like random and unique readings I've done on this matter because I really want to know. And this is the Holy Trinity reading. I hope that it was enjoyable and that it was, a little bit informative about this whole situation and what can we expect and, why are we not getting all that shit. And until next time, bye.